What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Rose's Not So Exotics. I figured I'd just pick up the cell phone and do kind of an update on my nano aquarium, and we'll go out and take a look at the stock tank patio pond. But this thing's doing great. This is for those who are just joining, this is the Fluval Spec V, kind of all-in-one aquarium. I've upgraded the filter with a upgraded filter box and put my own media in there. There's a small heater also back in this section. Houses 5 pygmy cories, 3 of the emerald danios, I think they're called, a sparkling gourami, 4 or 5 of the Japanese algae eating shrimp. My mind just went blank and I can't think of their name. These guys are right here. Amano shrimp. And I had 4 red cherry shrimp, and 2 of them have died off, unfortunately. But the 2 that are remaining are super bright red. I'll see if I can find them in a second. There's one of the rasboras. I don't know if I was able to catch that on screen or not. But I did just do a water change. So the tank is pretty clear right now. It's a little stirred up though, and you can kind of see the inhabitants, especially the cories, foraging around. My algae issue, there's my sparkling gourami. He or she is just a beautiful fish. Just a beautiful fish. So my algae issue has gotten a lot better. There's still some in the tank, and I'm sure there always will be in the tank. But, you know, I did scrub it when I did a water change here a few minutes ago. I have a clown killifish up at the top. And a zebra snail or something like that. But anyway. So I did kind of scrub the tank when I was doing my water change, just routine maintenance, but it has gotten a lot better than it was. These beta bulbs, whatever type of plant this is, are going crazy in here. There's offshoots and new growth. I mean, I have to trim it. I probably should have went ahead and trimmed it again. But everybody seems to be happy and healthy and colorful. I'm running this on 100% RO water now. In the beginning, I was kind of doing half and half RO water and half treated tap water, but I've just found the RO water seems to help keep the algae down. Here's one of the cherry shrimp. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but these are the brightest red cherry shrimp I've ever had. They came from my local Petco. Unfortunately, like I said, 2 of them just kind of died for really no reason that I could tell. But, you know, I keep trying to get more, but they sell out because they're just so bright and vibrant red. I just can't find them in stock at the local Petco. So, anyway. But yeah, this tank's doing great. I'm feeding every other day right now to try and keep some of the algae down. Since it's such a small tank, I don't want the nitrites or traits or whatever to go out of whack. But yeah, I mean, it sits on my countertop. It's pretty low maintenance. You know, I probably went a little too long with this last water change, but I try and do a water change, you know, about 50% every week or 2, and I'll usually scrub the glass with the algae scrubber when I do it. And you know, that's really it. So I'm not dosing it with anything. I'm getting too much plant growth as it is. The fish all seem happy. They eat. So I haven't added anything, and the only thing I plan to add is maybe more cherry shrimp, just to give it a little bit more color. But we will. Let me get some bloodworms maybe and see if any of these guys are hungry, and then after that we'll head outside and check out the patio pond. Alright, I know it's recommended to thaw out the bloodworms before you put them in, and I usually do, but just for the sake of this video and kind of doing everything one-handed, I just put a little piece in here. You can see it sitting up on the plant, and it'll just kind of slowly dissolve and start circulating, and you can see the sparkling gourami is already starting to chow down, and it'll almost acts like a chum block for those who fish, and it'll just start attracting all the other fish over here. The shrimp will get in on the action, and it really just becomes a feeding frenzy. I say that as the sparkling gourami has ignored every piece of bloodworm that's floated by him since I turned on the camera. But the cories are starting to congregate over here. And hopefully these guys will start chowing down. It is feeding day, so they should be hungry. I typically feed bug bites. I have color enhancing and sinking version, and I kind of mix that up, and then, you know, once a week or so I'll throw on a little bloodworms. Let's walk around. Apologize for the glare. Don't know if you can see it with the glare, but they are sitting on a leaf right here. So one of the mono shrimp drug it down there. So I'm sure we're not going to get very good footage from here on out, but here's a better look at one of the cherry shrimp. And you know, in my past I've bought very high-end cherry shrimp, and none of them have been as vibrant as these Petco shrimp, and I want more, but they're always out of stock. Anyway, let's head outside and check out the patio pond. So I'll admit I fed these guys earlier, so they're not going to get fed today. But man, this tank is doing great. There are hundreds of babies in here. I did a large 50% water change earlier in the week and was just blown away. And while I was doing it, I pulled the filter out to clean it. I was just blown away by all the babies that are in here. I even scooped some of them up and put them in the Reeves turtle tank behind. But I was noticing the water quality wasn't that great, so I went ahead and hooked up this other pressure filter I have. I don't have it on, you know, it's just a simple hose right now. I don't have any sort of fancy spray bar or waterfall, but this patio pond's doing great. The fish have done far better than I ever imagined. I haven't bought any more because of how many babies I have. I was losing some of the bigger fish. I had probably about 6 of the silver mollies, and 3 of them I think I found dead just, you know, in a span of a few days. But there's so many in here. There's baby silver mollies. I'm not too worried about it. The only fish I do plan to add is the Liberty mollies, which are just a larger kind of natural colorization of a molly that I found at a local fish store. And unfortunately my male died. They're $10 a pair, so I only got 1 pair at the time, and I wish I would have got more because my male did die. I'm looking for the female in here now, but they are they almost look like a little bass or something swimming around, and they're so much larger than the than kind of the pet store mollies. So it's also a little bit more wary of my presence, I guess you could say, but it's probably not going to come out. But I feed these guys once a day. I don't do a whole lot of water changes. I usually only do a water change when I'm I usually do a water change if I'm cleaning the filter. And when I do, I'll just top it off or let the rain fill it up instead of draining it and putting more water in it. But I did get it's an Aquarium water vacuum that hooks up to the hose right here. And it's got the valve on it so I can force suck all the bottom junk out of here. I use it on the reef's turtle tank as well. And I'll drain it down about halfway, pour out, clean the filters and stuff like that, and get everything back in here and fill it back up. And that's kind of what I do. I do that maybe once a month. It's probably more like once every month and a half or 2 months. But there is a Placo in here. I rarely see him. I'll get a glimpse of him every now and then. I don't know. I mean, there's still algae on the sides, still algae on the rocks. I know he has plenty to eat. I do throw an algae wafer in here every now and then. But I don't think we're going to get to see. There it is. You can see it right there. I don't know if it's going to let me grab it or not. Let's see. Nope, he bolted. He has probably tripled in size because I bought a very tiny one. So he's obviously growing well with all this algae in 85 gallons of water. Yeah, this is the pond. I hope it's coming out well on the cell phone camera. There are so many babies in here. So many babies. So I net some of them every now and then. I throw them over here into the reef's tank. You can see there's still some guppies. There's still some baby mollies and flatties. I imagine some of them do get eaten. And that's okay. Little fresh fish never killed anybody. But a little bit of news. I've decided I'm going to keep all 6 reefs. So this isn't going to last them much longer. So I ordered a new 75-gallon stock tank, or it's an aquaponics tank or something, and I'm going to be doing a build for their new enclosure, and I'll try and get some of that on film for y'all, and I think it's going to turn out really cool. So it's going to be out here, similar setup. I don't know if I'm going to reuse that filter or get a new filter, but I think it's going to turn out great. Hopefully everybody likes it. But yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to get on camera today, is mostly the aquatic stuff, the fish, get some updates, as it's been a while since I've posted anything. I don't know if that came out, but that was the Liberty Molly. He's about 3 inches long. Yeah, anyway, just want to do a quick update video of my fish, my nano planted tank, and my 85-gallon stock tank patio pond. Appreciate y'all watching the channel. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.